how you make some delicious herbed crunchy rolls, even if you've never made bread before. Big ass bowl, 4 cups all-purpose or bread flour. I'm using all-purpose. If you're scooping straight out of the flour container, meaning it's still wrapped in the paper, start with 3 cups. Teaspoon salt, a tablespoon of Italian herbs. If you wanted to pick one herb like thyme or rosemary or basil, those would also be good options. Teaspoon yeast. I'm using active dry, so it needs a little bath to wake up. This water is warm but not hot, meaning I can put my finger in it, doesn't sizzle. It's been about 5 minutes. There is no foamy head. That is okay, because there's no sugar in here, so I wouldn't expect it to go like pfft. Smells like yeast, smells like beer. Pour it all in, and I'm gonna give it 20 big stirs.
Went around.
This is what it looks like. It's definitely a wet dough. If your dough is more soupy, then add another ½ cup to a cup. Should be kind of like sticky to the touch, but not soupy. Cover and let sit somewhere warm. I'm gonna put mine in the oven. The oven is off, but the light be on, and it is toasty in there. 6.5 hours later, and she's looking like this. She's definitely risen. Definitely gonna need some lube. We're just coaxing it out with a spatula. This helps to kind of A, preserve your mental state before it gets to the flour, and B, just kind of make sure you get everything off of the bowl. This is a wet dough. That means it can totally stick. Don't panic. If it's sticking, you can just gently coax it with the spatula and sprinkle it with some flour. If you're wondering why the dough almost feels wetter coming out of proofing than when it went in, the yeast is releasing gas and some alcohol/fluids, which is why it can feel a little wetter afterwards. It's not unlike an octopus almost. So now it's not hugely sticky. I can put my hands on it, and I'm gonna cut it into 12 pieces. And they're all kind of sticky, so I'm adding a little bit more flour. And it's totally okay if they're slightly different sizes. If one of them sticks to the surface, the easiest thing you can do is kind of just roll it, and remember that if you have your spatula handy, you can just kind of pry it up and you're good to go. Okay, parchment. Pat it down into a sort of rectangular shape and then put all the corners in the middle. And again, if it's sticking, just take the spatula, coax it up, boom. If folding isn't your jam, you can also roll it, and if it sticks, just coax it up. And then you can tuck under the edges, scoop it. Because these are potentially very sticky, I'm actually not going to cover them. I'm just going to let them rise for 20 to 30 minutes. We may not see a lot of rise, but it's an important step. 10 minutes to go, I'm going to turn on the oven to 425. Ooh. About 15 minutes in, I'm going to rotate these bad boys. After about 35 minutes, the bottoms are nice and golden brown. It also sounds hollow on the inside, so I'm going to flip all of these and let them cool off. The reason I do this is to allow the heat and steam to rise without soggying the bottom.